Hi guys, morning. So I'm so sorry this video is late. First up, my first announcement is back to before the CrossFit Open workout was released. This appeared on Instagram, and I saw that one of the greatest athletes from CrossFit is going to be retiring this year. It's going to be her final and last time actually competing this year. So for those of you who don't know, the person I'm referring to is none other than Sam Briggs. Now, Sam Briggs, she started competing in the CrossFit Games back in 2009. Sam actually does show on her Instagram account that her reasons why she's retiring and what her plan is afterwards. However, it is coming up to that stage for Sam that she's going to be turning the massive 4-0, and it is one of those things when people would be like, age is just a number, but you do need to know things like it's not easy for people like Sam to start their journey and think this is going to be part of their life forever and ever. I mean, it's up to each athlete's choice. Maybe they'll say they might do another year and maybe retire, or they might carry on until, just an example, until they reach their 50s, anything along that. And it actually did make me upset that Briggs is basically stepping down from competing this year. I mean, after she's done her last competition this year, she did say in the article halfway that she is planning on coming back just to be a judge, maybe a spectator, just like watching people compete. Even though she's no longer going to be competing after the CrossFit Games this year, it doesn't mean she won't like stay active. I mean, goodness sake, have you seen how amazing this lady is? She also did say that she's planning on retaking her firefighting course, so there's a chance she'll be going back into being a fire person. Let me just get out there as well. Sam Briggs, if you're watching this, you're amazing, seriously. And then right after that, we're moving on to the announcement for the workouts. So the workout that got released is for 22.1 is wall walks, box jumps, and dumbbell snatch for 15 minutes. Now, with that time cap, you need to try and make sure that you're going, hopefully, unbroken as much as possible. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to get as much rest in as possible, but I mean, maybe, let's say for an example, you get to round 3 or round 6 of walks and your arms starting to get a bit dead. You're allowed to give them a quick shake off. What I'm planning on doing is just making sure that everything's taken care of. So I'm stretching properly, I'm keeping my body hydrated, I'm making sure as well that I just focus on the workout and I forget things like I don't need to look at the clock anymore, because things like looking at the clock and just not focusing, it basically gets you out of your focus zone, so that makes you a bit stressed or a bit unfocused. And the other thing as well is sometimes with comps approaching you, or the other way around, with you approaching comps, you might think, right, even if you're not ready to compete, you need to ask yourself, if other people out there who have put their names down to compete can do it, question is, can you? And the thing that I intended to say to myself is, if people like Annie Thorstaughter, Catherine, Hayley Adams, Mally Bryan, Sam Briggs, all other athletes that are basically in the games can actually do it, then guess what? So can I. Seriously, so can I. Just because I messed up last year doesn't necessarily mean there's a chance that I'll be messing up again this year. Because I mean, number one, last year we had like low stance of like training, of like being prepared for the open. And the thing is, like, with gyms that basically got reopened last year, it basically gave everyone a perfect opportunity to get some training in, things like recovery, and furthermore just basically working on things, whether it's deadlifts, double unders, wall walks, pegboard, etc, etc. Another thing, I don't expect people to like give me a boo or anything, but this is also under the CrossFit Games category. So I recently saw that CrossFit have basically fired an ex-frontman called Dave Castro. Now, Dave Castro was a person who used to program the workouts for each athlete around the globe. So it would be things like Fran, Grace, Diane. Those ones I just mentioned are hero workouts, by the way, for those of you who don't know. So it would be like, the time cap may actually be, for example, like 25-minute time cap, or it could be, say, 5-minute time cap. But yeah, also I was about to say to people who are watching this, if you didn't really like the fact that I was wearing just a sports bra in my previous video, I'm so sorry. If it's not for you, then let me just fill you in. Sadly, I can't do everything to please everybody, but the theory I've learned from CrossFit is it's not just about you finding a sport that you love, but it's also about doing the thing that makes you happy. And the thing is, as well, is if you're not happy, then you change it for your sake, not for anybody else's sake. Also, since I've recently been doing CrossFit a lot longer, can't remember how long, my confidence has risen. And I mean, I remember people back in college when I was actually studying a course, they asked me things like, why am I doing CrossFit? Is there any particular reason? And I just said to them, I wanted to do CrossFit to actually like build my confidence, get my foot through the door to actually compete, and things were like competing, whether it's in a team. I mean, I wouldn't mind competing internationally as well, whether it's in a team, anything along there, but it's always been the following for me when it comes to competition would be always listening to my body, making sure I'm staying hydrated, and just making sure that I'm not consuming any alcohol, especially before like competition next day or any events the next day. But the theory is, I'm not saying that alcohol is horrible, but I mean, like what I just said, you get to make that choice for yourself. Just because somebody else says that they're not having alcohol doesn't mean you should be that person as well that doesn't choose to drink alcohol or whatever drink, okay? Yeah, like I recently pointed out in my Instagram story, for anyone who's not seen, I've taken this quote from the podcast that had Sam Briggs on, and she actually said she took this line from Brent Fikowski or Patrick Vellner. It's one of the athletes along there, and I'm taking it from her and other athletes as well. So when it gets tough later on for me, I'm going to say this to myself, even though people are either going to laugh at me or be like, what is she doing? But I am the man. I am the man. And even when it comes to that really hard stage when you feel like you can't do any more, it's all right. You can just shake it off and say to yourself, at least you've tried. Yeah, I just thought I'd do a quick little checkup on everyone and just wish them a happy Friday. I can't actually believe it's almost the start of March next week. It's like, goodness gracious. Yeah, I can't wait to see everyone else's competition videos, everyone else who's submitted, everyone else who have given this workout a try. I'll let you all know how I get on. Hopefully I don't mess up on my wall walks, hopefully I don't mess up on anything. But yeah, Have a great day, everyone. Furthermore, stay truthful to yourself, stay well, stay safe, and make sure you're also giving time out to actually learn to love yourself, and just always try and remember to end each day with a smile, even if you're having a bad day. Take care, guys. See you soon. Bye.